What really happens to your body at ages 20 to 25? Most people assume that once you leave your teens, your body stops changing, but the reality is far more complex. From ages 20 to 25, your body is not just maintaining itself, it's completing some of its most critical final developments, physically, mentally, and hormonally. In this video, we'll break down, in depth, the major physiological changes happening in your body between these years, what they mean, and how to take advantage of this unique window to build long-term health. 1. Peak physical performance. But there's a clock ticking. Between the ages of 20 and 25, the human body typically reaches its absolute peak in physical performance. This means your heart, lungs, muscles, bones, and connective tissues are functioning at their best. Cardiovascular capacity is at its highest. Your heart is strong, your blood vessels are flexible, and your lungs are efficient at oxygenating blood. Muscle mass and strength peak, especially if you're physically active. Men often experience maximum testosterone levels, which enhances muscle building, fat burning, and energy. Flexibility and joint health are optimal, making this the perfect time to establish exercise habits that involve strength, cardio, and mobility. However, this peak doesn't last forever. Research shows that starting around age 25 to 30, we begin to lose approximately 1% of muscle mass per year if we don't actively maintain it. That's why building muscle now is not just about aesthetics. It's about investing in your future mobility and independence. 2. Brain development is still underway, especially the prefrontal cortex. One of the biggest myths is that the brain is fully developed by age 18. In reality, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logical thinking, long-term planning, emotional regulation, and impulse control, continues to mature until around age 25. This means people in their early 20s are still developing the brain capacity to weigh consequences, think abstractly, and manage complex emotions. That's why risky behaviors, shifting goals, or emotional instability may still be common, and it's completely normal. The brain is literally rewiring itself for adulthood. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections, is still strong in this age group. So learning new skills, languages, or disciplines is not only easier, it helps shape your future intelligence and resilience. 3. Hormonal regulation, shifting from fluctuation to balance. After the chaos of adolescence, your endocrine system is finally finding its rhythm. But that doesn't mean hormones are silent. In fact, they're quietly influencing every aspect of your well-being. For men, testosterone levels are typically at their peak. This influences libido, muscle mass, assertiveness, and even confidence levels. But things like poor sleep, chronic stress, alcohol, and obesity can quickly start to drop those levels earlier than expected. For women, estrogen and progesterone begin to stabilize into more predictable monthly cycles. Many women find relief from teenage acne or mood swings, but others may begin to experience adult acne, PMS, or the first signs of hormonal imbalance, often due to stress, diet, or birth control. Cortisol, the stress hormone, becomes a major player in your early 20s. This is the time of career building, academic pressure, financial instability, and relationship exploration. Chronic elevation of cortisol can interfere with sleep, lower immunity, and even cause belly fat accumulation. It's crucial to begin tracking your hormonal health in this period, not waiting until a problem arises in your 30s. 4. Skin, hair, and reproductive function, the golden window. Your skin is at its prime in your early 20s. Collagen production is high, keeping your skin firm, smooth, and elastic. Sebum production stabilizes, which may reduce acne for some. UV damage from the teen years hasn't fully shown up yet, but sunscreen use now is critical to prevent premature aging in your 30s and 40s. For women, this is the most fertile stage of life. Ovulation is consistent, and the reproductive system is at optimal function. However, this doesn't mean everyone wants children in their 20s, but it's the best time to understand fertility and start monitoring reproductive health with tools like cycle tracking apps, hormone tests, and annual checkups. For men, sperm count and quality are highest in their early 20s. But again, smoking, poor diet, alcohol, and even heat exposure from laptops or tight clothing can reduce sperm quality much earlier than most assume. 5. bone density, nutrient storage, and immune efficiency. Peak bone mass is usually achieved by age 25. That means how strong your bones are right now is the best they'll ever be, unless you actively support them. You need calcium from dairy, greens, or fortified foods, vitamin D from sunlight and supplements, and weight-bearing exercise like walking, running, or lifting to ensure strong bones that can resist fractures and osteoporosis in later life. Your immune system is also strong and adaptive at this age, but habits like sleep deprivation, alcohol consumption, and processed diets can silently weaken it over time. 6. Sleep, recovery, and mental fatigue. In your early 20s, many people start sacrificing sleep for school, work, social life, or ambition. While your body is still somewhat forgiving now, chronic sleep debt can disrupt hormonal balance, weaken immunity, impair memory and focus, accelerate skin aging. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night, even if it means adjusting your social calendar. Prioritize deep sleep recovery. It's the #1 tool for longevity and mental health that doesn't cost a dime. 7. Mental health, stress tolerance, and emotional growth. Mental health becomes more prominent in this phase. Anxiety disorders, depression, and burnout often first emerge in the 20 to 25 age group. Why? Because this is when expectations increase, but support often decreases. You're expected to have it all figured out while still learning who you are. Your coping mechanisms, routines, and beliefs formed now will heavily influence how you respond to stress in your 30s and 40s. Establishing meditation practices, journaling, regular exercise, strong social connections can make a life-changing difference. Final thought. Ages 20 to 25 are far more than a post-teen blur. They represent a final chapter in your biological development, a period where choices carry more weight, habits get harder to break, and your body responds both powerfully and sensitively to your environment. Understanding these physiological and hormonal changes empowers you to take control. You don't need to be perfect, but the more intentional you are now, the easier your 30s, 40s, and beyond will be. So eat smart, move daily, sleep deeply, manage your mind, and embrace the incredible machine that is your 20-something body.